What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Zed, back at it again with another video. Before we get into it, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And actually, I want to do a quick experiment. I want you guys to comment below and let me know the reason that you're here, whether you're aspiring to be a CNA, whether you are in a CNA program or just became a CNA, or if you are even considering to even be a nursing student or just go into nursing in general. Comment below and let me know. I've been a tech, CNA, and nursing student for about 1.5 years now, and I feel like I'll have a lot of good information to give you guys. Again, this is a channel where I post weekly about anything nursing, anything and everything nursing and CNA, and I want to, build a little more of a rapport with you guys. So go ahead and comment below and let me know what you think. Sub and like if you feel the need to. Don't want to make this intro too long at all. You know what you are here for. As you can see from the description below, we are going to talk about different certifications that you need outside of just having your CNA certification through the state. If that's something that you feel like you can get into, stay tuned because we are about to get into it. Okay, so if you already commented below and let me know why you're here, I want to send a big thank you out to you. Follow me on the gram at LuckyleftZ. And now, the certifications that you need outside of just your CNA. Now, before I get into this this video is specifically for those who want to be a CNA through the state, which means I can look you up in the state registry. You get a number for your certification and you can apply for hospitals and different nursing homes that want state certified techs. That's very, very, very important because there are a lot of people who just do kind of patient care who have been CNAs for years or they let it lapse. And some facilities would let you work there. Granted, I wouldn't recommend it because that doesn't seem as safe as possible. And this is specifically for those who have already been registered through the state, who want to be registered through the state, and who want to know more about just being a CNA in general. So I'm looking down at this list and I'll start with the first one. There's about 4 to 5 that you need, but I'll start with this first one. And that first one is going to be one that you're going to do a lot if you work in a hospital and if you work on really any floor, because doctors order this often, and it's going to be a EKG. I'm going to say that again for those of you who don't know, a EKG. EKG is going to be an electrocardiogram test. Basically, in layman's terms, how can I put this? Because I have to remember there are CNAs or people that's watching this video that aren't too familiar with healthcare. Basically, it's a full scan of your heart. It's a procedure where you put 12 leads on a patient's chest, one on the right pectoral, one on their left pectoral, and leads all the way down around their heart. Then you get the left leg and right leg. So 12 lead EKG is simply a procedure where you can get a scan of a patient's chest. It lets them know what kind of blocks are present. It lets them know what kind of rhythms are present. If it's an abnormal heart rhythm, if it's a normal heart rhythm, it lets you pretty much know what's going on. If they're Brady, if they're tacky, like you'll be able to see all that from a EKG. And oftentimes as techs, this is not something that you will be given from your CNA certification. It's something that your hospital is going to offer you, or you can go get certified in it. Typically, hospitals will hire you as a CNA and they'll let you sit through about a 3 to 4 hour class where you practice this over and over again, learn about the exams, learn about the tests, and you will be certified through the hospital. I can say when I finish working here and I move on to another hospital or another state or whatever, I can say, hey, I'm certified in, giving EKGs and stuff like that. Nurses also have to be registered in this as well. There's a little more in depth because typically you learn about heart rhythms and heart patterns and stuff like that. But also, if you are a nursing student, you also know you learn this. And I believe it's like anatomy and physiology too. And it's really important to know about the waves and stuff like that. But that's another video for another day. Let's move on to the next certification. The next certification is going to be your BLS training, which is your basic life support training. Sometimes this is paired with a CPR. So this is going to be a 2-in-1, basic life support training and CPR. I took both of them at the same time, kind of like just prepping you for emergency situations. It's prepping you for emergency situations, letting you know, hey, what are the, steps when you are approaching a situation where a person has no pulse. You stop, you look at the scene, make sure you're out of danger, make sure the people you are with are out of danger. Tell someone to check for a pulse, no pulse, ask them if they're okay, if they can speak. Call 911 always. And, if they don't have a pulse or you're not breathing or anything, no respirations, go ahead and start the procedure for CPR. This is not going to be a CPR video at all. But this is all important when it comes to having certifications outside of just your CNA certs, right? So it's going to be your basic life support or CPR training. Again, hospitals will outsource this. A lot of places in your state area offer these trainings. Sometimes it only takes about a 2-hour thing, 1 hour for video and 1 hour for going over the things. And then you're registered for the next 2 years through American Red Cross or, I'm not sure of other ones, but there's a bunch of other ways that you can go about getting your BLS or CPR certification, and then you'll be certified. You'll be trained in giving CPR, which is would I say that it's used heavily in the hospital? If a patient has a cold blue, which is basically where shit has officially hit the fan, you're able to go and give compressions, and compressions is a part of your CPR process as well. This is not going to be a full in-depth video for CPR. That's another video for another day, but let's move on to the next certification. Next certification is going to be one that is used often, and it is your blood sugar check. You can use any of these 10 fingers. I've even seen it done on the ear as well. But basically, it's where you are taking blood from a patient's hand to check their blood sugar. And this is often used in times of cold because you want to make sure the blood sugar is normal range. Then you don't want to, and sometimes and oftentimes in a hospital, you have to check these sometimes Q2, sometimes Q1, or sometimes Q6. If you don't know what that means, go back and watch the video. I'll link it below. I forgot which video it was, but go ahead and look through all the videos too. And, make sure that you know exactly what those terms are. I think it's terms that you need to know as a CNA. That is the video, actually. So go ahead and watch that. That will be linked below. If you have made it this far, I want to give you a big shout out because this channel is growing a mile a minute. We're already at 3,000 subs, which is crazy. And I'm ready to hit 5. And I think we can hit 5 really quick if you guys continue to support the channel and comment and like and all that good stuff. And remember, liking helps me in the algorithm. So make that happen for me. Comment below as well. The more comments you put, the more it pushes this video up and the more this channel grows. And I can only do that with the support of you. Next, is going to be a bladder scan. Oftentimes, especially on a neuro floor and especially on a cardiac floor, patients retain fluids, whether that can be anywhere within their body, but typically it's within their bladder, which is why we're speaking about the bladder scan. Before a patient is allowed to go home, they need to be able to poop on their own and also need to be able to urinate on their own, which in medical terms, they need to be able to have a bowel movement or what is it called? I'm drawing a blank. Void on their own. They need to be able to void on their own, and they cannot be continent because it's not safe to be in the home, and anything can go wrong if you are retaining fluids. It raises your heart rate. It messes up your internal tract, all that good stuff. So you need to be able to void on your own. You have to be able to void on your own, and a bladder scan is going to ensure that you are not retaining fluid. It's like kind of like an ultrasound, if you will. Those who have babies or know about anything about up and coming for pregnant, women, you would need an ultrasound to get a look at the baby, make sure everything is in place and everything is in check. This is simply the exact same process where you put gel on a patient's stomach and you're literally just searching around their bladder, making sure that on the screen you can see their bladder expanded if they're retaining and smaller if it's not. And sometimes you can retain anywhere from, 200 cc's or 200 mLs to sometimes even 1,000, which is unsafe, super duper unsafe. But these are all things that your hospital will train you to do, and also your nursing homes will train you to do as well. I don't do this as much in a nursing home when I did work in a nursing home, but in a hospital, I'm doing it almost every day, almost every other day, every other shift. I feel like that's a good basis. Let's move on to what I think is the last one, which is going to be your CPI. I'm just now learning about this one. And it's heavily used in psych. This is definitely something that is used in psych. And remember, it's your CPI certification, which is simply your crisis prevention intervention certification. And oftentimes, if I was a psych tech or if I became a psych nurse, this is basically the de-escalation of a situation. You're de-escalating the situation so no one gets hurt. You're de-escalating the situation. You're de-escalating. That's a tongue twister. You're de-escalating the situation so the patient can be at ease and calm the anxiety of the situation down, because things can become very hyper emotion driven in healthcare, and in psych is even worse. A lot of times, you have to get trained on giving restraints as well, which I actually just had to sit through. I want to say like last week, where we went in. It was only like 30 minutes or so, but they just showed us how to use the different restraints. Again, on my floor, I don't use it as much, but on the neuro floor, it's used heavily because those patients are somewhat out of sorts. Their brain chemically is not balanced, and they're confused and disoriented and have a hard time, speaking and slurred speech and just super disoriented, and you need that. Also with bed alarms as well. So these are some of the certifications that you will need while working as a tech. These are some of the certifications that you need in 2023, especially because a lot of hospitals and a lot of places are, tacking down or tracking down those areas of improvement, and certifications is definitely one of them. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of certifications, but these are the only ones that I have. These are the only ones that I have experience with, and I wanted to make sure that I spoke about this because it's super duper important that this is acknowledged. You don't just need a CNA certification, especially if you work in a hospital. There is more to it, and I hope this video helped. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. This channel is growing a mile a minute. We're already at 3,000 subs, so make sure you keep on tracking, keep on rolling. I'm gonna go ahead and get this edited and get this out to you. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on the gram at LuckyleftZ, where I'm trying to hit 5K followers. So go ahead and knock that out for me. I would appreciate that. That's all I got for y'all. See you on the next one. All right. Peace.